We will begin third mantra. In first two mantra, state was described in a way, the ultimate state. There was some indication to that, trying to indicate something about the ultimate state. From third mantra onwards, as if a direction is given, in which sadhana may be taken up, practices may be taken up, or in the direction in which a seeker can go, the direction in which one needs to search, seek. And there are three stages, three steps, which are denoted by A, U or Ma. These are the three letters of Sanskrit language or Hindi language, and these are the fundamental letters and considered to be the making up the Om, fundamental letters of Om. So the third mantra talks about this first letter A, first step, which is denoted by A. Third mantra begins with the word Jagrati Sthano. So we'll try to understand, begin with this word Jagrati Sthano. It contains two words, Jagrati or Sthano and Sthano. Jagrati means waking state. When I am awake, I am not sleeping. And Sthano means place, some place, some location. And if we combine the two, we see Jagrati Sthano means the place where I am in when I am awake. So this is like the fundamental fact of this state when I am waking up, when I am awake, that I always find myself at a place. It never happens that I am awake and I am not able to identify the place where I am in. So this is fundamental, that whenever I am awake, I always find myself at a place. And I always say, here I am. I am at this place. Some place, whatever place, I may be at home, at office or whatever, wherever, maybe traveling, but I am always at a place. This is fundamental. It's like a fact, and this need to be understood. This need to be as if checked by a sadhak, a practitioner. If one does not believe this, one need to do some experiment. One can try to figure out, is there any place, any time where I am awake and I am not at a place? No. So one may verify it by one's own experiments, but fundamental is I am always at a place. So this need to be first of all established and understood. From here, the search, the orientation begins. That what happens? What is the attribute in a way of a waking state? That next word is Bahishpragya. Bahishpragya means my whole orientation is outside, my seeing is outside, my perceiving is outside, my knowing anything is outside. So we see that always, whenever I am in a I'm awake in a waking state, I find myself at a place and I call it like I'm here. Somewhere, whatever is the place, I always say I'm here. Here is the place. And from here, I always look outside. So whatever I look at outside is the world. So from here, I look outside, Bahishpragya, outside, looking outside, and perceive everything outside. So this is the state of when I'm not sleeping, when I'm awake. Not spiritually awake, normal our waking state. So what is happening here is I am here, I define myself or I see myself as something, and then there is something outside other than me, and I look at that. This is the fundamental relation in this waking state, in this world. So always there is a duality. That I am something at some place, and from that place only I look outside and look and perceive the whole world. Wish. In Hindi, in Sanskrit we call it wish. Whole world. So from here I perceive the world. Wherever I go, I perceive from there. If I am in Delhi, India, I perceive everything from Delhi, India. Whatever is visible to me, perceived by me. If I am in America, I perceive everything from there. So this is fundamental. If I am at Himalaya, if I am at a ashram, if I am at an office, if I am at a home, I perceive from there. It never happens that I am here, but my perception, I am at Delhi, but I am perceiving from America. No. I always perceive from where I am, and I am here at a place. And this is in a way kind of a limitation also. Limitation because I am something which is limited, and beyond me is something else which is the whole world, and from my limitation I try to perceive the whole world. So this is the fact, and this is very interesting. If any sadhak try to explore this, this is very interesting, because this creates the whole world. This creates all the problems, all the not only problems, everything in this world is created in this way. From here I perceive everything outside. There's something outside, and here I am, outside other than me. Including, in a way, if a sadhak goes deeper, my body is also different than me. So I perceive my body also as a outside. If we go deeper, if we explore deeper, so because this body is also part of the world, this body is also the part of the world. So that's why this whole game goes on. And if one goes deep, one see the limitation. This limitation itself, that I am something limited, and there is something beyond me which is other than me, which is not me, and I try to perceive it, try to know it, try to see it, observe it, try to understand it. The whole world is there to understand, to know, to find out, to explore. And what happens in this outside orientation, I keep on exploring the whole world, including my body. Keep on exploring the whole world, and my whole life is spent in that. And this itself is kind of, whole world is unlimited in a way. I mean, it is limited, but so many things are there that it's never ending kind of. One keeps on exploring, because then if first one may explore the earth, then the planets, and then the universe, and it keeps on extending. So there's that way, in exploration point of view, there is no limit. Although being material, there is a limit. So if I understand this, I also see that in my all the activities, in my waking state, always I perceive everything outside. I never perceive what I am. Who is seeing this? Who is perceiving this? that is not perceived. For example, if I am eating food, my focus, my attention is always on the food. It's never on the one who is eating, who is enjoying the food. If I am doing something, if I am creating something, if I am writing something, for example, my whole focus is on writing and what I am writing. I never see who is writing, who is creating this. So this is the fundamental thing that is being talked about here. Because whole orientation is outside, I never perceive who is perceiving in a way. Who is in a way seeing this world, who is holding this world, who is perceiving this world. And that is called as, in this mantra, Vaishwanar. And Vaishwanar is the first step. Like ma, om, aum. So first step is denoted as which is called as Vaishwanar. In experience, if one try to find out who is experiencing, who is knowing. So if one is able to find out that fundamental entity, that element who is experiencing, who is perceiving, who is knowing, who is consuming this, all the things in the world, physical, gross material in a way. So that is Vaishwana, that is the first step, first stage, first state. So this mantra gives a direction. Instead of going outside, perceiving outside everything, one may have to look back and turn one's attention and look at oneself and try to see who is consuming, who is seeing, who is perceiving the world. So turning this orientation, changing this orientation, turning this look is the direction indicated in this mantra. And which is kind of, one can say, is the beginning of sadhana, beginning of the practice. So whatever I am doing, if I can also try to perceive who is doing the thing. If I am eating, who is enjoying the food? What element is enjoying the food? From where that enjoyment comes in a way. If I am seeing something, some beautiful scenery or beautiful image, who is relishing, who is enjoying that beauty? Or even if I'm, say, doing something, walking, so some walking is happening, body is moving, and some movements are happening. So who is in a way moving, who is with whose initiation this movement is happening? What is causing this movement in a way? One can say in that way. So whatever is being experienced in walking, who is experiencing that? So that is the direction of exploration in a way. So if one starts looking at oneself and one start while doing anything, instead of looking outside, one also try to look at oneself. So that is the first step towards the sadhana, beginning of sadhana also, and also at times at later stages also this becomes the fundamental sadhana practice in a way, but at a subtle level. So not just at the physical level, then it goes deeper also. So this is fundamental. And then the mantra talks about that there are 19 mukh mouth through which it enjoys, it consumes, and 7 body parts in a way, ang, 7 ang, and 19 mukh, 19 mouth through which one, like we take the food. So similarly, it is referring similar. It is using the similar analogy. So 19 mukhs. So this Vaishwanar consumes, enjoys this whole world through 19 mouths and 7 body parts, ang. So we'll further explore this. So till now we understand that the sadhana that becomes is to turn the orientation and see who is experiencing, who is there always, who is in the Jagrati Sthan, who is there at a place when one is awake. So I am experiencing that I am at this place. Who is deep down experiencing this waking state? That is Vishwana.